back to Satisfactory. I was checking, well, I'm still here actually, I haven't left. And it looks like these drones are doing okay. They're picking up 900 turbo fuel per trip. And you can see some of the generators are coming back online. Our two initial ones here are overclocked and they're still generating power for us. So this will come back online. I'm not worried about it. We've got tons of batteries that we can run on for a little while. There's a lot of purple power slugs over here. I have to grab those at some point. So this is pretty straightforward. We just need it's possible I should just add, because we're making the motors here. Modular engine is what I'm looking at. Oh, is it what I'm looking at? Oh wait, I clicked on thermal rocket. I really wanted modular engine. I was about to say, those cooling engines would ruin my day. So all we need to do is we need to lower the motors. Then we need to pull in, drone in, to be more precise, rubber, and we need to drone in smart plating. And then we need a modular engine blueprint. And our lack of use of petroleum products is part of the reason why we got into that situation that we're in. So let's use some of that rubber, get it out of the way. We're starting to use some of our iron ingot supply. I guess this is starting to move a bit. So this is obviously 2. And we don't have much more than 2.5. Well, we'll see how much longer that lasts. Hopefully by then we can cut it down, right? We don't need to keep making copper powder once we have enough. I'm allowing myself to get super distracted. Yeah, we've got a good chunk of copper powder. It's probably fine if we want to switch this over to 100% making wire. Of course, we really don't need the wire right now because, well, we do need it, but we're not in an emergency situation. It's fine. Let's try that again, shall we? And we'll have this guy grab the rubber. So that's really easy. Rubber export beta recycled. Engine complex rubber import. Really? We'll have it share an equal amount and not just take over half. Just get my signage where it needs to be. These guys can't fly because they don't have turbo fuel. I'd love to see or confirm that we're pulling in fuel. The turbo fuel power generation, that side is doing great. Probably because it's a very long distance, so it has lots of time to fill. Though there are two of them there. But they both seem to be getting half of the potential amount that the drones can handle. Let me just confirm that this guy's dropping fuel for us. Uh-oh. Oh wait, no, this guy's dropping rubber. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That could have been bad. $845 fuel is a good chunk of fuel. Somewhere up here, we've got a ton of motors. Let's take a peek at what we've got going on in the basement. Okay. And I could pretty easily run a belt out here and make some engines. Of course, getting to them might be a little bit of a challenge. I'll just build out at least enough to get to this corner. think that's connected. Oh, nope. There are motors, so it is connected. Originally, I was going to ship these by way of by drone, but after that last little fuel crisis, probably makes more sense to do some stuff locally if we can. I just want to peek and see if we have a shipment of steel pipes. Some extra steel pipes will make this flow nicely. Temporarily, we'll actually have a full belt of pipe. Is there two? There must be two foundations here. And then we'll just look at, what, 5? Right in the middle here. Replace that with an output. Pretty straightforward. I mean, if I can pull 874 fuel every time, that's pretty good. My guess is that we'll have this amazing influx of steel pipes and then it'll return to a trickle. But right now, all we need to do is import some smart plate. You know, it's funny, if our consumption goes above our capacity, we could be waiting for a charge that never happens. I still think we're just waiting for the generator to catch up. I got way too many steel pipes in my inventory. Pretty straightforward. This only needs 3, but I'm gonna put in 4 anyway. Actually, hold on. We need foundations. Okay. Manufacturer. I think only 1 is really realistic. Though technically 2 will fit. Alright, we're putting 2 in. We'll just turn it. We can. Fitting 2 of these is going to be a nightmare. Strangely enough, I think it's... Oh yeah, because that's 2 that we're taking away. This is only 1. So yeah, this is definitely better. It doesn't have to be right on that edge. Okay. Now I gotta consider a minimum height. I'm thinking it shouldn't really be much more than... use this to measure, but we won't leave that in place. And then I think what I'm going to go for is a basic... I mean, technically we only need 3 inputs. But I want one of these... I put that one in upside down. In this case, the rubber is the one. Though, I guess technically that doesn't even matter. As long as they're each connected separately, it's fine. The question is, where's the output? And then we'll just merge these down to a single line. I would love to kind of keep this tight. Though I'm always suspicious of these splitters. That's potentially a problem. We'll just put that into the category of things we'll deal with later. Then we got to get these other pieces in here. Relatively low levels of clipping. Obviously, it's probably not going to be clip-free. But I think if I put a splitter right in this area... And I'm going to take the long way just so we have options. Of course, being on the edge like that doesn't give us any options. Oh my god. Whatever this is what I'm going with. I don't care anymore. I don't know if I've left myself enough room to connect all this. We'll go all the way up on the farthest out option. This might actually work. Okay. Let's see. Technically, we only need 3 inputs, but I might as well make this good for the 4 input manufacturers. We'll go easy 8. This is actually relatively low clipping. This is actually coming together really nicely. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot going on, but it's relatively low clip. I think that's done. And you know what? I think I am going to just have a 3 input version. Just to try to save us some build costs. Oh my god. 555. No facade. Select engine. Yeah, we'll just go with that. And then when it comes time where we need a 4th, which will be almost instantly, we can deal with that at that time. But for now, I think we're good with this. Uh-oh, we might not be able to get this low enough. Let's see. Is it 3 from the top? So we'd have to move this down 1. Yeah, I might manually put this together just for simplicity's sake. Might be a good time to consider power. think I'm gonna go ahead and set up our smart plating now. Let me jump over here. Okay. So I think on the other end of this, we'll just drop in a couple of drones. My concern is that smart plate stacks so terribly. I think it only stacks at 50. I'm tempted to put in another 2 drone ports instead of 1. But 1's probably enough. Where are the smart plates? All the way back to the starter factory. You know, while I'm at that starter factory, it might make sense to go ahead and... Uh-oh. While I'm at that starter factory, it might make sense to go ahead and get this nuclear power out of the way. All of this is idle? You know what? I need to do my best to not get totally sucked into this. At the very least, the cable's catching up. Chances are it's idle because we're actually sitting on full outputs. Normally I would try to loosen that up, but given our power situation, I think I'm okay waiting. If I remember correctly, we have a huge storehouse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 storage containers. Which is like 30,000 smart plate. I mean, I could lift it. Ooh, surface too uneven. That's inconvenient. It's outside the footprint of the building itself. Somewhere in this area, I think. And we'll just export all those. Rename this to the smartest, latest export. I don't think there's ever going to be another one, but there might be. Whoa! And then, oh man, this is kind of out of the way. Oh, yeah, let's check in over here. All that iron ore, we got 4 out of 5, looking pretty good. Well, there's steel pipes to be exported. That's all I really wanted. We'll consider that a success. A success by, you know, a wink and a nod, but a success nonetheless. Wait, what? Oh. I thought I had more frames on me than I actually had. Chances are there's 20 frames waiting to be uploaded. We can get this nuclear power out of the way. Oh, of course, now it would be great to have all those encased industrial beams that I've been trying to get rid of. I upgraded so many Mark IV belts that my inventory has been invaded with encased industrial beams. Ship it.
Milestone reached. The nuclear power plant produces dangerous radioactive nuclear waste. Fix-It reminds you that any extra limbs resulting from exposure to radiation are also contracted to work on project assembly. Fix-It also reminds you that willful exposure to radiation will not result in any bonuses regardless of how many functional limbs it produces. Project part number 7, the magnetic field generator, should enter production as soon as possible. Any unnecessary delays will be noted.
Will they be noted? How many modular engines should I make? 10? That would be 20. That would be 20 per. $20 per minute. Now that our steel pipe production is increased, well, there's never been a time where we've made enough copper wire. Yeah, we're technically short on copper wire right now. I want to start collecting smart plate so when it's time to start building, we're ready to go. We'll set this to smart plating. Just like that. Feel pretty good. That's set up and ready to go. And then we'll just have to figure out how we get, I mean, maybe we have another belt, a secret belt that kind of runs under here and then goes in here. Oh yeah, we should probably get power in place. I feel like I said that an hour ago. Probably closer to 32 minutes. Should I go up? Or should I accept that 3 inputs? Localized storage is probably enough. Technically, we've got 3 storage containers inside the motor factory that stores. And the motor factory, each level's got its own storage. Yeah, we've got enough motor storage. We don't need more. Of course, I'm checking these and they're all empty. There we go. Perfect. You know, we're right at an hour. These motors are flowing. I think I'm going to call it. We'll say that we got the modular engine infrastructure set up. And then next episode, we'll just go ahead and build the tower. I think, though, that tower is going to include some internal decoration. Like, we didn't put any of this type of stuff in place. And then maybe one on this side, just to lighten it up a little bit. Well, probably don't want that facing outward. All right, let's call it. I think we're in a good spot. The next episode we'll build, let's see, each one of these makes 1, so each build is 2. If we built 15, it'd be kind of a lot. But it's only 30 motors per minute. It's not a lot of rubber either. Yeah, let's do it. 15. All right. Next episode. Thanks for hanging out. Actually, let's take a peek at our power situation before we call it. It's getting closer. I don't remember what my top capacity is or was. We'll just take a little bit from the honeybees over here and send them over to the other side. 1,300 is a full shipment and a little less than a half. It's like 140% of a full shipment. So we lower the motors, we got the drone rubber, we got the drone for smart plating, and we got the modular engine blueprint. We literally completed everything we wanted to. I still see a few red lights, but not a lot, which is its own problem. I would prefer to see a ton of red lights given our power situation. You know, if half of this was red, I'd be happier because that means we'd have more room to grow and catch up. This is telling me we need an additional power source. Each of these is only running, it's making 250 fuel, but it's only pulling 7.5 turbo fuel. So there's room for growth here, but I'd have to build it. $50 per minute, and these are taking 7.5. 50 divided by 7.5. So one unpackager can handle 6.6 generators. If fully supplied, of course. That is the F. I don't know. We technically have access to nuclear. We could go there. Or we could just expand this again. 250 each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 24. 24 times 250. 6,000 power. I mean, 6,000 extra power at this point would be pretty nice. But if I found a place to go nukes, I wouldn't say it would solve our power problems forever, but it would go a long way towards it. Ooh. All right, let's call it there. We'll solve our power problems in the next episode. I think, though, I'll probably just go ahead and push through and make these engines so we can consume some of this rubber. Kind of get that out of the way. But we'll deal with all that in the next episode. Thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate it. We'll see you next time.